Just imagine paying $53,000 daily to use Google Maps. That would cost you $19,345,000 a year. That's what Uber had to do in order to use Google Maps on a professional level. Now, we're only talking about Uber, but a lot of companies use Google Maps on a professional level because they need it. Now, imagine if those companies were paying out people instead of Google. That means that you could make money from mapping. But smoke count, mapping isn't easy. That's why Google does it and why they have special cars with special cameras. Well, all that's about to change thanks to Hivemapper. Yes, you heard me correctly. What I'm saying is that you as an individual will be able to compete with the likes of Google. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but give me a couple minutes to explain everything, and trust me, you're gonna fall in love with this project. The reason why there's such a big market for mapping is simply because it's not easy to do. So it's really easy for one huge company with a lot of money to absolutely own the market. If I was to compare it to something else, I could talk about IoT. For instance, it is very hard to compete with AT&T or Verizon, but a company named Helium had the idea to actually make antennas for IoT devices available to the public, and that is how they built their network. Instead of having Google send out these specialized cars, you can go and buy a Hivemapper dashcam. What's a dashcam, Smokecam? It's basically a small camera that you attach inside of your car, and the main utility for it is in case of an accident, you'll have footage so the insurance won't be able to mess with you. But Hivemapper added an extra functionality to their dashcam because their dashcam actually maps the surrounding areas and rewards you in a crypto called Honey token for that operation. Now let's jump onto their website and I'll explain a bit more about how it works. Their motto is making an accessible global map built by all of us. What could be more human than for us to own a map of the world we belong to? Hivemapper is a decentralized, ever-updating map built by people using dashcams who will soon mine our cryptocurrency, Honey. This new mapping economy represents a fundamental shift in how maps are built and who owns them. After watching a couple AMAs on their YouTube channel, what they mean by owning a piece of the map is basically when you go out and map, you get rewarded with Honey token, and that's actually your part of owning the map. So they're considering that getting rewarded in Honey is your part of owning that given tile of map. Why tiles? Well, because like Helium, their map uses hexagonal tiles, sharing the economic benefit of a global map with those who are building it. The problem: today's global maps are largely controlled by a few companies. That's what I mentioned earlier. It's a very high cost for business. The cost of mapping APIs continue to increase due to lack of competition, uneven freshness, and coverage. Now, this is huge. When you look at a Google Maps and you go to Street View, you can probably tell that the maps are not very recent. They might be from 1 year ago, 2 years ago, even 5 or 6 years ago. So let's say you're looking for a specialized store or something, and it's not on the Google Maps Street View, even though it's indicated there. That's a little weird. Well, Hivemapper is actually working in order to make those maps refresh as often as possible, and we might even be talking weekly, which free use of user data. Existing maps use our private and sensitive location data to improve their own maps with compensation. A very good example is if you're using Google Maps, at the end of the month, sometimes you'll get an email, and in that email, you'll have the recap of all your different movements during that given month, meaning Google tracks you because you actually allowed for them to track you. They know if you were in a car, on a bicycle, if you were walking, and all that user data is stored and they can do whatever they want with it. Yeah! Now, let's get to the part that you're really here for: how to make money by just installing a dashcam in your car. Well, the first thing you're going to do is pre-order the dashcam. The dashcam is built for mapping and mining Honey on the Hivemapper network and will be shipped later this year. By later this year, they mean summertime for a first couple of towns and locations across the world. Secondly, you are going to install the dashcam in or on your vehicle. There's a couple options that you can do: forward-facing exterior, forward-facing interior, right side facing exterior, and right side facing interior. The The next thing you're going to do is connect the dashcam to their app. That is available on Android and iOS. Once that's done, start driving and start earning these tokens. See the map grow. Our app automatically uploads the imagery you're collecting. Simply watch the map grow. The last step is mine Honey tokens. When the Hivemapper crypto mapping network launches this summer, you'll mine our cryptocurrency Honey tokens when map tiles generate coverage from the imagery your dashcam collected. Now that simply means that when you're going to drive around and have that dashcam turned on inside of your vehicle, it will be taking video footage of the surroundings and you will get rewarded for that. This does also mean that this device is plug and play. This won't go offline. Also, this is not a small college dorm project. They've already raised $18 million that they're going to put into hiring software engineers, hardware, and marketing, which if you know me, I work in marketing, digital marketing actually. And in my opinion, marketing, especially digital marketing, is one of the biggest reasons a business can fail or succeed. And their CEO said that they were actually going to allocate a fair share to marketing. So I'm very pleased with that. A couple tips and tricks to earn more once you get your own Hivemapper dashcam are the places that are used the most in mapping. For instance, Los Angeles, London, basically the places where the maps are being used the most will definitely earn more than, for instance, rural Kansas. Secondly, more diverse routes will earn you more, meaning if you just commute to work using the same exact road daily, you'll earn less than an Uber driver that goes all the way around town, even for the same time of driving. Thirdly, it's what they call clear view, which basically means that if the dash cam is set on the outside of the vehicle, it will probably earn more than a dash cam set on the inside, just because it'll have a clearer image of the surrounding and better data for the actual mapping. Why did they choose to go with a dashcam solution? They said because it needed to be easy/passive, which it definitely is. Once it's installed, you forget about it. Let the phone app run at the end of your drive. It'll upload the data to Hivemapper, and ta-da, you earn some tokens. And something I'm very happy they already addressed before even going into full production is location verification, which means that unlike Helium, they actually have prepared for people trying to spoof/game the system. And that is something I'm very happy they thought about. Now, you can't actually get a dashcam at this exact minute. They are only in pre-orders. Why is that? Because they know they've already raised interest in their product, their solutions, and the mining capabilities. But also, they want to have even more capital in order to have a proper production setup, meaning that once they go into production, they won't be in a barn somewhere. They'll already have a very good manufacturing service, meaning that they'll try to match demand and orders, avoiding the 6 to 1 year month pre-order issues we can see with other products like Helium. Now, SmallCalm, what does this device look like? There are actually two dash cams. The normal one, which will be around this size, I believe, going for $549 instead of $649 until June 18th. And this one is supposed to ship summer 2022. And then there is the Dashcam S. I'm assuming S stands for small because it is smaller, for the exact same price, but that one will probably ship end of 2022. Hivemapper was nice enough to give me a 10% discount code for you guys. That code is none other than SmallCalm. Pretty simple, right? Well, there'll be a link down in the description right there if you want to order one of these dash cams and start earning some crypto. And if you live in the United States, after using my discount code SmallCalm, your total order value should be of around $500 instead of $549. Plus, it helps me out, helps the channel grow. So if you do want to buy one of these, please use the code. I appreciate it. As I said, one of their biggest competitor is Google Maps. From the research I've done, what I've read is I do believe that someday they will be actually able to compete with Google Maps, and Google should watch out for new and innovative projects like this. How big is this geospatial mapping market? Hivemapper estimates the mapping market worldwide to be worth around $300 billion. So imagine if they can just get a cut of 10% of that market. That's $30 billion annually. Currently, there are 4 to 5 million I struggle with that word, using Google Maps API in their apps. Some of the biggest names might be Amazon, because when you order, they ship, and how they calculate shipping is using geospatial mapping. Uber, Uber Eats, Waze, your insurance provider, anything that has to do with any location is using geospatial mapping. But Smallcalm, how does this company plan to grow and stay alive? Well, it's simple. We help them build the maps, they reward us with crypto, and they sell their API with a little bit of a margin to customers. That way, everybody's happy. You're happy, I'm happy because I'm making crypto, doing what I usually do, driving around. Clients are happy because they get to actually use maps that are refreshed way more often than Google's maps at a lower price than Google Maps, and Hivemapper makes some money alongside. So I say it's a win-win-win for everybody. Now, if you're still watching up to this point, I got a couple words for you. First of all, hit the like and the subscribe button. Thank you very much. Secondly, was your boy Marcel, aka Smallcalm. If you feel like I provided you with value, please subscribe and drop a like, and I'll catch you guys in another one. Peace.